In the case of over-procline upper incisors that need to be intruded and repositioned in a correct inclination, the center of rotation is now labial to the tooth and is still very close to the center resistance, as the rotation needs are larger than the transitional needs. So if we place the center rotation in this position and we start rotating the tooth, you'll notice that it will retract, the crown will retract, the apex will intrude and move labially, and the tooth will take its position very easily if you can control the force system that is necessary to give us this type of movement. So we are going to design the force system for this movement, but I also want to emphasize that just using a pure tipping force, which would place the center of rotation into this position, roughly around the apex of the tooth, but about a few millimeters away from the tooth. And if you apply this simple force and a rotational moment, you will dramatically close the bite and you will get a lot of poor movement and also a lot, obviously, of occlusal interference. So a simple force in this case just cannot work, especially if it's applied at the center rotation of uncontrolled tipping. We can also have difficulties if we take the center of rotation and put a lot of torque on the tooth, because this time what will happen is the apex will move away. There'll be a little bit of bite opening, but there'll be also an increase in overjet. And again, the amount of traveling by the apex of the tooth is pretty dramatic and biologically may not be advisable. So again, if we're going to go back to roughly what the center of rotation should be in this case, I will position it fairly quickly so I may not be exactly accurate, but this is the center rotation in relation to the center resistance. And if we move the tooth again in one smooth movement, the tooth will position itself. So that's again illustrate the importance of understanding the necessary movements and the necessary type of force application that need to be used in order to exactly apply, to exactly obtain the correct movement. Thank you.